Hi folks, it's Ash from BeingSwenglish, and I know it's been a really long time since I posted a video, but I've been crazy busy. We have a new baby and life is quite exciting right now, and I'll give you more updates on that very soon. But in the meantime, I want to talk about 6 funny things about Sweden that constantly make me laugh. If you're new to this channel and you're new to Sweden, hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Anyway, straight into it with number 1. Cutting food with scissors. I've never in my entire life being British seen anybody using scissors with food. But since moving to Sweden, I've seen not one Swede do it, not 2 Swedes do it, but multiple Swedes cutting food with scissors. You could argue that this is quite genius in some respects. It's largely done with pizza. I've even seen pizza scissors that they sell here specifically for cutting slices of pizza. But it kind of makes sense, but on the other hand, it's just a bit weird when you're at somebody's house and they pull out scissors from the knife and fork drawer and they start chopping the pizza into quarters with it. The next one always catches out new Brits that have moved to Sweden, and that is not buying rounds of drinks. Whenever you go out to the pub with Swedes or even Brits that have lived here for years, you'll find that nobody says, "Can I get you a beer?" And the reason is, drinks are so bloody expensive here. If you go and buy, let's say 4 cocktails, you're looking at a bill of about, I don't know, 700, 800 krona. That's quite a lot of money. That's like 60 quid. And for that reason, you very rarely find Swedes saying, "I'll buy a round." There's also that old thing in the UK where you buy a round of drinks and then 2 or 3 people disappear before it's their turn to buy a round. But in Sweden, it's very uncommon. Plus here, it's so easy to pay. So you go up to the bar, you get a drink and you pay immediately and off you go. It's just simple. So basically quite often you're on your own. If you need a new drink, you go and get it. Simple as that. Now the next one is a funny one that always catches me out especially. Whenever I go anywhere, the first thing I think of doing is taking my phone out of my pocket and my car keys, and I put them on the table. But in Sweden, that is sacrilegious. If you do that and there's a Swede around and they see your keys on the table, you're immediately in trouble. There's some myth about the ladies of the night. Apparently taking your keys and putting them on the table relates to the old days in Sweden. We're talking about a long time ago, and it was kind of an offer of yourself if you were to put the keys on the table. And for that reason, it's kind of like a thing that you just don't do in Sweden. So if you are nominated driver, don't put your keys on the table when you're with friends. Leave them in your pocket, otherwise you might get some funny looks. Now in the UK, we often laugh about queues and how much we love queuing by being British. But it's the same in Sweden. Swedes absolutely love queuing. Whenever you go anywhere, there'll be a queue. In fact, we went to Tosselilla, which is like a summer fun park, and there was a massive queue to get in before it actually officially opened at 10 o'clock. This queue stretched all around the car park for like kilometers literally. But all the Swedes are so orderly and sensible and queuing. The problem comes when you've got non-Swedish people in Sweden who don't want to queue. They go straight to the front, they cut in, they break in at the front of the queue, but the Swedes are so frustratingly polite that nobody says a thing. So Swedes love to queue, but they don't like to enforce the queue. And if anyone tries to break the queue, you can kind of almost see their minds thinking, "Oh, this is really frustrating, but I'm not going to do anything about it because I'm happy. I'm in the queue and I'm just happy to be in the queue." So it takes somebody like me, a Brit in Sweden, to step in and say, "Hang on, don't jump into the queue, get to the back." The next one is going to appeal to all of you Brits that love just going out ad hoc for beers. There is no such thing in Sweden. Or at least very rarely anyway. But what I've found is that if you want to go out for a beer in Sweden, you need to pre-book your Swedish friends by as much as potentially 6 months. And it's really funny when you're kind of planning beers with a Swedish friend. You'll say, "How about 2 weeks? You know, that weekend." They'll say, "No, family time." "What about 3 weeks?" "No, family time." 4 weeks? Oh, yeah. Oh no, family time. 5 weeks? Yeah, okay, we can do that. Oh no, family time. There's just no such thing as ad hoc beers in Sweden, which is incredibly frustrating because the joy of just saying, do you want a beer? Yeah, let's go out then. All right. Now, I'm very fortunate in Sweden that I've got lots of British, Australian, friends from all over the place outside of Sweden that have moved to Sweden, and they're always up for those ad hoc drinks. But trying to get your Swedish friend out for beers is almost impossible. And finally, the Swedish do-gooders. This one really grinds my bones. There are lots of Facebook groups in and around Sweden, in various communes, in various areas, like sort of neighborhood watch type things. And someone will post and say, I just caught this guy on CCTV trying to steal my bike, trying to break into my car, breaking into my house, stealing this and that. If this was England, everyone would be commenting on that video saying, I hope they put that little scrote straight into prison. But in Sweden, the first thing you ever see often is somebody commenting saying, oh, I can't believe you're catching them on CCTV. What about their human rights? What about their privacy? Oh, you're not allowed CCTV. It's so infuriating that people here often care more about the rights of a criminal than they do about the innocent person whose human rights are being breached by being robbed or stolen from. It's also like when you get speeders in your neighborhood and you say, oh, we wish we could get speed bumps put down, and people are so quick to say, can't put speed bumps. It's a very frustrating culture in many respects because there's kind of always a lack of that community spirit, like neighbors coming together and working together for the good. Instead, everyone just seems to want to be a bit of a do-gooder. And that, of course, achieves nothing because people still get robbed. So the whole concept of neighborhood watch here just doesn't really work. Anyway, they're my latest 6 random observations about Sweden. Comment below if you feel the same about any of these below, or if you've got any more information about why it might be the case that it is like this in Sweden. But regardless, I love living in this country. I've got no complaints. These 6 points actually make me laugh a lot of the time, and that's what keeps me happy about being a Brit in Sweden. Give this video a thumbs up, share it if you want to prompt some discussion in various Facebook groups, and keep subscribed for more random content like this. Thanks very much for watching.